Do you see yourself coming back here to live?
No.
No? Because of what?
Traffic, the smell of pot everywhere. And
Pot everywhere.
everywhere.
You be walking down the road and smell it.
It wasn't like that when we lived out here before.
We need to change that.
Yeah, there's
How many
homeless
people smoke
everywhere.
pot? Ooh, you smoke pot? I didn't know lady smoke pot. You smoke pot too? Right, the first lady. Why do you smoke pot? You say you smoke pot, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Joanna.
And this your first time?
Yes.
And how did you hear about us?
Through him.
Through him?
Omar.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And how old are you, if I may ask?
I'm 30.
Why do you smoke pot?
I used to not. I used to be very against it. I never really liked drugs. But I tried it, and just the sense of calm that I had is what kind of got me hooked to it. And
well, you went over to Omar's house one day and he was smoking it.
kind of. Yeah.
You're like, oh, that smells good.
Yeah, I didn't like the smell. That's what
Omar
I hate
like,
the most.
Yeah. I hit it.
Yeah,
and
so
you're like,
it kind of just,
let me try it.
I realize now that it's kind of an artificial calmness.
Yes.
And so
absolutely.
For the last few months, I think, I've been experiencing a lot of, I guess, spiritual awakenings.
Yes.
So I find myself not wanting to smoke as much because I'm getting a lot more clarity with things.
That's right.
So in a way, it's kind of what pushed me to get to that mental state in a way.
Right on.
But yeah, I know.
So
it's not
you're
right.
gonna drop it after a while. It'll fall away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
like the way
see
it
myself.
smell?
I'm sorry.
You don't like the way it smells?
I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like normal pot. When I was growing up, we had better pot. You couldn't really tell it. You couldn't smell it all the way from one car to another one, you know? Or somebody. Our pot just smell like this.
Grass.
Huh?
They used to call it grass.
Yeah, grass. We call it grass. I remember once my uncle and aunt came over to my house to visit, and I didn't know they were coming. And I had a bunch of friends over, and we had been smoking pot, and they like ring the doorbell. I was like, oh, Lord. We started slamming things away, and they still smelled it. They're like, what are you doing? Smoking pot. I said, I'm not smoking pot. Do you have a question for me or anything?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here.
I am too.
Yeah. And you smoke pot?
I do.
And how long have you been smoking?
My mom gave me my first joint when I was 12.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you had gone over to Omar's house.
No.
Why would your mother give you pot at 12?
She had me when she was 16.
Oh.
So, she was doing the best she could, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I came from New Zealand to make peace with my mom.
Are you doing it?
I am definitely doing it.
Yeah, I know you did. How's it going?
It's going really well. A lot of things are being revealed. I'm noticing my anger has really fallen away, but now I'm getting emotional. I cry, and I get... my emotions are just all over the place.
You cry?
Yes.
About what?
Whatever.
About...
Seriously, it's like where the crying is replacing the anger.
Yes.
But with the pot, I am noticing I was high next to I'm staying with my mom, and so I was high, and I was next to her, and it was the revelation that I was so not present, and I wanted to be present with my mom.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since I've even talked to her. So I was sitting next to her, and I was not clear, and it really made me realize how much I don't want to be high, and I was high for so long to deal with the pain of my mom.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
It was my safe place. It was a place where I could feel safe, where I learned to feel safe being high. But now I'm realizing I don't want to be high, and I really, really like being clear.
Yeah. I love consciousness.
Yes.
And I don't want anything, no drug, no alcohol, anything to interfere with that.
I stopped drinking about almost 9 years ago. I haven't had a drink in 9 years, so I'm hoping to spend the rest of my trip with my mom clear.
Do you still smoke pot?
Yeah, I've got some actually out in the car.
You brought pot with you this morning?
My sister gave me, my younger sister, her partner gave me some,
Her
and
husband?
I've been having with it. No, it's her partner.
Her girlfriend?
Or boyfriend. My sister's boyfriend.
Oh, don't use the word partner. It
Right,
made
I
me
know.
think she has another woman.
I corrected
Say
myself on that.
husband or
Yeah, I'm sorry.
boyfriend
Her
or
boyfriend.
something. Yeah,
Her
okay.
boyfriend.
Why are you still smoking it?
Because I'm trying not to judge myself. I told myself I was going to stop smoking, and I did stop smoking, but it has creeped back in since I've been here.
Yeah.
And I'm just allowing it to happen. I'm really trying to not judge myself.
Have you ever asked your mother, why would you give me pot when I'm 12 years old?
I've never asked her.
Ask her that while you're here.
I will.
But don't smoke before you ask.
Yeah.
Hey, Mother, I'd like to know, why would you give me pot at 12 and now I'm addicted to it?
Yeah.
Ask her that.
Yeah. It was quite funny because I was smoking at the house, and she told my stepdad, not me, I could hear her though,
Yeah.
to tell him that I don't want her smoking pot in here. You know, tell her not to smoke pot. She just
Whoa.
gets high all the time.
Well, it's her
when she
fault.
actually did it to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make sure you have an honest dialogue with her. When are you going
I
back
keep
to
trying.
New Zealand?
New Zealand on February 9th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've still got a few more things
I'll
to...
be there in April, I think.
Yeah,
to
I'm
do a
hoping
wedding.
we can hook
I
up.
hope we'll see you, yeah.
Yeah.
But have an honest discussion with her about that. That'll help you overcome it,
Yeah.
too.
I keep trying. She's really hard to talk to, though. She doesn't want to see anything of the past, you know? She's perfect, and...
Yeah, don't force her.
Yeah, and
Just
I'm
forgive
not.
her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing. Any questions for me?
Every time I think of questions for you, Jesse, my mind just goes blank.
Oh.
So I'm really trying to just
Okay.
let things happen, and I don't have a question
All
for you
right.
right
Well,
now.
if something pops up, let me know.
Absolutely.
Especially coming from New Zealand. That's so far away.
Yeah.
Okay. My question to the young lady way in the back in the glasses, what is wrong with too much knowledge?
Kind of makes you entitled.
I'm sorry?
Makes you entitled, makes you think you know everything. Or
Makes you think you know everything? Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I feel like people who have too much knowledge kind of aren't smart in a way, because they're not open to listen to anybody else. They think they already know everything. You know
What do you say, Ed?
what? Oh,
Thank you. Too much knowledge is actually very tiring. It takes away the joy in life.
Yeah.
There's
It does
always
happen
there's
that way.
always more, and when there's always more of something, money's the same way.
Yeah.
You can be broke. Suddenly you think
Do
X
you have
amount.
too much knowledge?
Not anymore. I get dumber every year.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
it
it
really
is.
is a good thing. You start
Yeah.
asking questions instead of coming up with answers.
Well, we all should become idiots. Do we have any idiots here? Oh, good. Is your friend an idiot too? Are you an idiot? Is this your first time?
It is my first time.
Uh-oh. Please come back. Are you an idiot?
No.
You're not an idiot? Why not?
I just see it as such a negative word.
To be an idiot?
Yeah.
So you don't want to become an idiot?
I don't want to be described as an idiot.
You do not want to?
No.
Why not?
Because I see it as something negative.
Oh, you do? You want your friend to become an idiot? Huh? I can't hear you.
Yes, I do.
Did you know that she want you to become an idiot? And so she'll say, you idiot. Let me give you an example of too much knowledge. This past election, the Democratic Party elected women who are all screwed up. And they're celebrating this as though it's a good thing. And about four, where's James? Oh, it's about four there, right, James?
I feel like it's at least 5 or 6
Five
or
of
more.
them. Do you know about this? One is a lesbian. What? So what, James?
No, he said something. That's all, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Democratic Party elected a lesbian. One is married, I guess, to a man who already have a child by somebody else, out of wedlock child, I think. One is a Muslim from Detroit somewhere.
Two of them are Muslims.
Two of them, and they wear the Muslim scarf thing. And I'm so nervous that they come to work one day crying, Allah, Ula, Abba. I will not become a congressman. But isn't that crazy? 2 Muslims, one is an Indian, right, James?
Yeah, 2 of them are Indians.
You on the mic?
Yeah, 2 of them are American Indians.
American Indian. And then the one from New York lived with her boyfriend, and she's a socialist. Are you guys as shocked as I am about this? Who are okay with that? Who's okay with it? You can be honest, I can take it. You're not okay with that? Why are you not okay with it?
Because I'm not okay with it because it's like they're winning, basically. They're winning the battle.
Yeah.
And if once they like win the battle, then it's over.
It's over.
It's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
You're not
all.
okay with that either? And why aren't you okay with it?
Oh, sorry. Because feminism is totally ruined this country, and it's getting worse.
How did it happen?
I think when men got weak and they gave women the right to vote.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It went to hell in a handbasket.
I was driving behind this van the other day, and it had a sticker saying, driver carries no cash, he's married. At first I chuckled, and then I went, beta. and then I thought to myself, like, my grandpa would never, ever had even chuckled at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not even funny.
It's not.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. What's wrong with having those women in Congress running our government? Is this your first time?
Yes, sir. It's my first time.
What's your name?
Leonel. Well, you call me Leo.
Leo,
Yeah,
okay.
yes, sir.
Welcome. How old are you, Leo?
22.
You're young, that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
And you followed us on YouTube?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so what's wrong with having those type of women in Congress?
Well, first is that, why do they want to change the best country in the world? Like, why?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, and the second is that I don't believe they're good people. Like that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Amazing. You have any questions for me?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. You had your hand about this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about what she was saying, that men have become weak. So a lot of people don't understand that feminism isn't a fight against the patriarchy. It's a yearning for the father, yearning to bring back the patriarchy.
Yes, that's right.
And because men have become so weak, so now they're importing Muslims to become the patriarchy, to put them back into place. So we have to really step up as men.
How do you think it happened? Why would anybody vote for them?
Vote for these women?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, just been brainwashed. A bunch of weak men think women are perfect and, they have our interests, our best interests in mind.
Amazing. And I'm asking this because I really want you to see what's going on. As someone said, we're in trouble. We're like totally in trouble. But I think we're starting to turn it around because men and women are waking up. And once you wake up, you have no fear, then you can deal with these folks. But we are in trouble. Yes, sir.
No, you were asking how did it happen?
Yes.
And the thing that popped in my head was the baby boomers. The baby boom generation, we are all a product of that. They're the ones who first kind of rebelled from the established order in the 60s and 70s and brought about basically all the values that our generations were raised with.
Are you a baby boomer?
No, you are.
Your mama is.
It was your generation. Yeah, her too, yeah. You guys are the same age, roughly.
Amazing. He said, I am, Hermes. Thank you.
What year were you born, Jesse?
49.
Yeah, he's a baby boomer. No. Yeah, it's after 45. No. Yeah, it's after the war.
I'm a millennial.
The generation. It's the generation who went to the war was the greatest generation, and then they came back and had a bunch of kids, and it's the baby boomers.
Yeah, 49.
No, I think. Wait, it was during the Korean War when the baby boomers, right?
Yeah, that was after they came back from World War II.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah, so he's a baby boomer from 49 to about 65.
Well, they didn't have baby boomers in the black community. We were just babies hoping to
But
make
yeah,
it.
I'm not blaming you specifically, but
No, I'm
but
kidding.
that generation that came of age in the 60s and 70s really derailed everything. I mean, there was already feminism, obviously, like you go back to the 20s when the women's suffrage movement and all that, but it really entered a whole new space.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming, one specific person or anything like that. And at the end of the day, it's like you say, it's good and evil, but you could definitely mark a turn being made in the 60s and 70s.
Another way that it happened is the parents have turned their children over to the government educational system, and then they allow the children of the lie to educate them, and in that education they're demoralizing the millennials and the ones under there. They are convincing them that homosexuality is fine, these people who call themselves transgender is fine, and that we don't have a right to disagree, and smoking pot is fine, because now they're legalizing pot everywhere. So what they're doing is drugging you up and demoralizing you in order to use you. And so once they made the millennials and others to believe that lie, then they start running for office. There is no way in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men that we will have a lesbian running for Congress or a woman who is living with a guy. If they did, it would be secret. The world would not know about it. We would not allow that to happen. But they have taken over, and now they are pushing evil and trying to get rid of good. Anyone who wants to do what's right or speak out or against it, they try to slap you down right away. They don't want any truth. But this stuff would have never happened when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I think there was one sister that we ran into. And we're not sure about him, but we kind of think because he kind of walked like this. So, but that's how we kept it, because it was a shame to be a sinner. They called it a sinner at the time. And so you try to overcome this stuff, not promote it as good. And now we have two Muslims in Congress, and these Muslims don't like us. They hate Christians and they hate infidels, but they would lie to deceive and get in there. You heard one of the Muslims, the first thing she said, we're going to run the MFer out, right? This woman don't like America. She doesn't like us. And why would we let her control our government? I would think that every voter in America would be outraged, but they've been demoralized. They got it where it's okay to have sex before marriage, or it's okay to live together before marriage, it's okay to have children, but they are corrupting you for their own personal gain. And so the people who voted for those women are corrupt people, and they voted for a corrupt government. They have to, because you can't control a person who is a moral person. You have to demoralize them. That's why they have done it. They made you accept everything that's wrong as right. And then they don't let any one of you that go out there and tell the truth, they'll try to hurt you. They'll try to stop you. We got to switch that. Otherwise, we will lose the country. Because if you notice in your own life, when you do wrong, nothing come back good. It always turns out bad, wrong for you. When you live together, it doesn't turn out well. When you have babies out of wedlock, it doesn't turn out well. Just think about the stuff you guys have been into before you start waking up, how miserable life was because you were living the wrong way. That's why it wasn't working. That's why God said we got to overcome so that life could be good for us. Because if you do it right going to come back. When I hear men and women breaking up and they live together or they have sex or they dated, and they're like, oh, I lost my heart. You never had a heart. That wasn't going to ever work out. And any man who sleep with a woman before marriage or a woman who sleep with a man nowadays will cheat on you. There's no honesty in there because the fact of coming together without marriage, both are wrong. Both of you are being dishonest. How do you expect that to work? God laid down some principles for us. He sent his only begotten Son so that we can all have a perfect life. And until you return to that, your life is not going to be perfect. You're going to suffer. You're going to have problems. You're going to marry and live with the wrong kind of people. It's just going to be a mess. And you're right about the men. They are destroying the men because the men are the Christ of the earth. They represent God. And hopefully you men are waking up and standing up against that. Because if we are weak, the women will suffer. They can deceive the women. They really can. Like if we as men turn away from Christ, they can deceive us too. Because Christ is our Savior. He is our example. He educates us. So you got to wake up or we're going to lose America. I can't even imagine having those people in government. Morality, if you don't have morality, you have nothing. If you're not a moral person, if you're not having faith, being what you say, you're nothing. Your life's going to be screwed up. Your kid's life, your dog life, the cat's life, everybody's life going to be screwed up. Because that's death. To live wrong, to do it wrong, to not have faith is death. So we got to change it. And so when you run into people who believe in that stuff, you got to correct them. Don't be afraid to say, no, you're wrong. Don't be afraid to tell them. Because maybe they haven't heard about it. A lot of millennials have never heard about it. They didn't know you should wait. I had a guy tell me, growing up, he never saw a strong man. Who told me that, Joel? Where's Joel? Oh, you so black I can't see you. Did someone tell me they didn't see a real strong man that stood up while growing up?
I don't remember.
Oh, somebody told me that. Oh, okay. How do you grow up not seeing a strong man?
I grew up that way.
You grew up that way? You never saw a strong man?
No.
And how? How did that happen?
My mom is a very controlling person, very full of anger. And my dad, he also came from a broken family. His dad left when he was about 9 years old. And my dad was sent into the military in his country at a very young age. So I don't know what kind of experiences he had over there, but whatever bad stuff he went through, I think he went through worse with my mom.
Yeah.
And so he was very weak. He was broken down. She destroyed him. And so I didn't have that.
No wonder you're smoking pot. Do you have some extra in your car right now? You have some pot, right? No. I don't want to smoke right now hearing that.
Oh, my story is a doozy. But yeah, I didn't have that strong male figure in my life. So.
Have you forgiven your mother for that?
I'm trying to.
By doing what?
I actually did try to approach her maybe like in November, just before Thanksgiving, I think.
And then what happened?
It wasn't good. I got attacked verbally.
By your mother? What did she say?
A lot of bad stuff.
Oh, yeah? And did you care what she said?
That's where last night actually we were talking about it. I realized that I need to do it again because I engaged with her and I went on attack also. Oh. And I wanted to prove her right. I wanted to make her see you're wrong. And so I feel like I did more damage to myself because I went right back to the behaviors that I had when I was living with her, which was to contradict her and just stand my ground. And to me, I felt like I'm standing up for myself, but really I'm getting just as angry as she is.
Yes.
And I'm doing exactly the same thing that she is. And so now I'm like, okay, that wasn't forgiveness. That was me just like kind of trying to test the waters before I really do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, next time go back and forgive her.
Yeah.
And if you shake it in your boots, it's the last time you're going to have to shake.
Yeah.
But you got to forgive her and return to the Father.
Yeah.
Because that's what caused you to have fear.
Coincidentally, my dad just randomly called me before we got here. So.
Oh, yeah, today?
Yeah. I'm going to go see him today later, I think.
Good. And be honest with him. Let him know what you realize.
Oh, yeah.
And once you return to the Father, everything starts to open up for you. It's so amazing. That yearning, that emptiness that everybody has or have, is a yearning for the Father. And it's so amazing, once you go and deal with it, the anger will disappear. And sometimes because you're a little baby, you're growing spiritually, you'll get lost in your imagination, you'll still feel it, but it won't be a big deal. You'll just let it pass. Okay. All right? That's amazing. So when will you deal with your mother?
When? I don't know yet.
Is she in the city?
Yeah, she's close by. Yeah.
She live near you?
She doesn't know where I live, but I live very close.
Oh, good. Don't let her know.
No, no. Where I've moved, I've been living there, I think, a little over a year now, and she has no idea where I live. But it's like 5 minutes away from her.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, make sure you go and forgive her. She doesn't have to admit anything. She can start yelling and screaming. Let her scream. Just look at her like you're watching a movie. Thinking, wow, that's interesting.
It's a scary movie.
Yeah, this is a scary movie, right?
It's scary.
But don't try to convince her of anything. Don't apologize for anything because she made you the way you are.
Yeah.
And the reason you don't have that perfect life yet because you resent her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just say, hey, I just want to forgive you. Let you know I'm sorry for hating you for it.
Yeah.
But and that's it. Don't try to. You'll walk away. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I have not done that yet.
Make sure you start that.
Yeah.
You're going to need that. Put down the pot and do the silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's amazing. Yeah, go and forgive her. It'll be the last time you ever have to do it.
Yeah.
Don't try to convince her anything. All right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Her son actually wanted to say something.
Whose son?
My son.
Oh, okay.
So.
How old are you?
9.
Okay. Welcome.
So I was actually trying to stop her from going in attack mode, but she wouldn't listen. So.
Why were you trying to
Really, it was
stop?
harder on me.
I'm sorry? You said things get harder on you? What gets harder on you? When she talked to her mother, that makes it hard for you? It does? Does grandmother get mad at you or something? Huh? Well, your mother, she said yes. How old are you, 12?
9.
9. Your mother should keep you away from grandmama. She should, because grandmama going to mess you up the same way she did to your mother. Would you like that? Are you about to cry? You about to cry, huh? Yes, you are. You look smart in glasses.
See? You're a smart kid.
Are you smart? Good. Well, next time, don't let him go around her.
That was my mistake because we were together and I kind of went on an impulse to go. And
you want an impulse to do
I'm
what?
sorry. Yeah, I kind of had the impulse to just go because I had prior to me going to my mom, I had sent her a message after I kind of found the source of why I resented her so much.
Yes.
And so I sent her a message saying, this is what happened. This is why we had such conflict, and I forgive you. So I felt that wasn't enough. So one day that I was driving home after I picked him up from school, I just had the sudden urge to go, and that was my mistake that he did witness, that incident with my mom, and it really affected him. And seeing how it affected him, I realized the mistake that I made of being there and having him witness such aggression, from a mother to a daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you apologize for taking him around her?
Oh, yeah, I did. And I told him that wouldn't happen again.
Good, yeah. And don't let her babysit him or anything.
She's not in my life hardly in any way. So.
Oh, good. So you're going to be fine, buddy. I know how you feel. But you'll be fine now. You're not going around grandma anymore. The wicked witch of the West. It won't happen again. All right? I'm glad you told me about it. Another thing about voting these people in, they're going to pass laws that they identify with. Just like abortion and homosexual laws and transgender laws. And now we're going to have more Muslim laws. And these people take over our country, we're going to become South Africa. Believe me. They're going to destroy this country. But thank God you're waking up, and that won't happen, hopefully. That makes sense? But you got to start speaking up, too.